Hi everybody. So my name is James and welcome to my channel. I don't know quite what to expect from this. My life has changed a lot recently. I was together with someone for 3 years and I had to move out. It wasn't my preference, but it was something that I had to do and was not something that I enjoyed doing. But after that, my world has kind of changed and I'm trying to think of just contemplate the rest of my life and what I want to do with myself. And one thing I realized is that I love helping people. If I can make an impact on people in some way, shape, or form, that would be great. In my past life, and I don't mean existentially, but in my past life, prior career, I was an educator. I would educate kids from kindergarten to fifth grade. And, to this day, when I run into a student or, somehow I've even gotten emails a few times from parents saying that I made some kind of impact or impression on their child and now their children are into adulthood. It means something to me. And, by profession, I am a trainer. I'm not a physical trainer. I train adults and create educational content. I love doing that. But if I ever find that I make an impression on someone, and the way I look at it is it's hard to make an impression on people. It's very difficult. If I can make an impression on 3 out of 100 people, and it's not because I don't think I'm good at what I do or anything like that. It's just hard to make an impression on people. I'm happy with that. A lot of times we think of legacy or, you'll see people that will put their names on buildings or have, giant headstones on their grave. People want to be remembered. And, listen, the reality is, unless you're Genghis Khan, it's very unlikely that history is going to remember you. But who will remember you are the people who know you and love you if you leave a good impression on them. So really, that's my goal here. And the name of my channel, you'll see, is called the Only Stupid Question. And really, that's the first part of something that I always tell the people I educate, the kids I used to educate. The only stupid question is the one you choose not to ask. Because really, what's stupid is assuming the answer to something that you don't know and then going ahead and doing it and taking a 50-50 shot of whether it's going to be correct or not. So I've written down a lot of topics and I will get to each of these topics in further videos. But today's topic is setting your own value. It's funny. I had a friend come to me the other day and she had a graduation certificate. And she said to me, "Oh, look at this." She pulled it out of a drawer. And I said, "Well, what are you going to do with it?" And she's like, "Well, I don't know." And she worked really hard for it, and I know she did it as a means to an end, trying to advance her career. And I said to her, I looked at it and I was like, that only has as much value as you give it. I said, if you put it in a drawer, that's its value. If you have a birthday and you don't celebrate it, that's your value. I said to her, you should frame it. I said, you should put it up on a wall. I said, you should be proud of it. You work towards it. A lot of times the hardest part about doing something is actually executing it. Believe it or not, I was pretty nervous about starting this channel, and I have, as far as I know, no one's going to view this. But I'm getting it out and maybe someone will view it. Maybe someone will share it and maybe I'll get some viewership, and that would mean something to me. And the scariest part sometimes is just doing something, but, you set your value. In addition, I mentioned in the beginning that I had to leave a relationship and it was hard for me. And, but I know my value and what I was getting was not my value and I set my value. And, I don't know if my partner, if she knew that I would leave or not, but, I have to set my value. And a lot of times, if you're in a relationship or you're at work and you truly are doing a good job, and I'm talking about being a good partner, being a good employee, being good to yourself, you set your value. You set your value to your partner. Sometimes you have to draw a line, and a lot of people use the word boundaries. I don't know if I love the word boundaries call it light. If you want to call it boundaries, fine. If you want to call it a line in the sand, fine. But for example, if you have a partner and you know and you establish from the beginning, and that's important from the beginning, that something is unacceptable, and you make a line, don't do nothing once that line is crossed. And when I say do something, that's make it clear that that's unacceptable. Make it clear that eventually you will leave if what they're doing is bad enough. You have to decide that, but don't allow them to perpetually cross the line. The same is at work. If you know you're doing a good job and you continue to stay in a job, let's say that you're not recognized in, well, that's their value. They're going, oh, well, there's Johnson, he's always going to do what he's supposed to do, and we haven't given him a raise in 4 years. If they know you're going to stay, and it's not your words, it's your actions, you're staying. Okay, this is my value. The same with my friend's graduation certificate. It was, oh, well, the value of it is put it in a drawer, and I said to her, because when you look at it up on a wall in a frame, I said to her, you'll be proud of it. If it's collecting dust in a drawer, what does that say? And the third thing is set lines for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I know for example, when I was in my relationship and I was kind of spinning my wheels, trying as hard as I could, and I started to feel less value. I would go to sleep at night and not take care of my face or my skin routine. I wouldn't, not to be gross, brush my teeth. In the morning, I would just wear shitty clothes. And what is that? It's, I was setting my own value to myself. I didn't like what I saw when I looked in the mirror. And yeah, I do believe I wasn't being treated well, but not just by my partner. I wasn't being treated well by myself. And I'm still working through that. So I don't want to make these videos too long-winded, but I want you to think about this. And, in the comment section, I'm going to keep it open. There might be people who disagree with me. There might be people who agree. There might be people who find some use from this, and there might be people who find no use from it. But I want you to ask yourself, what value do you set for yourself? What value do you set for the things you've done? If you're ever down on yourself, I want you to reflect on your life and look at the things that you have done. They say this to end the video is you are the only person you're stuck with from the time you're born to the time you die. There's no guarantee of anyone else. You hopefully, maybe you choose to have a partner through life. Maybe you choose to have no partner. Maybe you choose to have many partners. Whatever your choice is, there's no guarantee that anyone's going to be there with you until the end, except yourself. So they always say it's yourself that's the worst person to disappoint. So don't do it. And I'll leave you with that. Set your value where you think it should be. And sometimes maybe you should try to set it a little higher, because if you set your value a little higher, maybe you'll level up to that value set. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to make more, and hopefully someone watches this and I'm not just talking to myself. So remember, the only stupid question is the one you choose not to ask. Bye-bye.